Hi YouTube, UnionJackGamer here, and
Matthew Movies.
so we're here doing a collaboration video today discussing all 5 NYCC exclusives. But it's gonna be slightly different because I know what the exclusives are, but Matthew doesn't. So instead of a Union Jack react, you're gonna get a Matthew Movies react instead.
It's my first time, so go easy.
So please subscribe to both our channels. Our links are just here below us there. So please subscribe to us, and yeah, we're just gonna crack straight on with it. So, Matthew, wave 1. So, what do you think?
Well, I mean, right off the bat, for me, the biggest thing that I'm seeing that I'm reacting to is Shane from The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watch the show at all, but I'm a big fan of the show, and I've always been amazed by the fact that there hasn't been a pop of Shane up until this point, because he was such a major character in the first few seasons of the show. So to see him actually finally have a pop is amazing, but it's also kind of funny because it's a little bit late to the game too, because he hasn't been on the show for a while. Spoiler alert. But so that's kind of cool. And then after that, basically the 3 that I would actually like to get, one being the Shane and the other 2 being the 2 Scott Pilgrim ones, because I actually absolutely love that movie. I think that movie is so creative and awesome.
Yeah,
it was
It's
one of my favorite movies the last few years for sure.
It's my other half's favorite as well. And
oh, really?
I love what they've done with Knives as well. There is no pop like that with the square eyes and the round mouth. There is no pop out there like that at all.
No.
So it's completely different. The only thing that I think lets it down is that they've not took that face and put it on the box, which I think has really let it down. I think that would have been a good way to do it, because if you look at Scott, he's still, even though his is the special Astro Boy t-shirt, his Astro Boy t-shirt is still on the box, whereas Knives' new face isn't on the box. You see what I mean?
Yeah, no, 100%. It's funny though, because one of the major differences between you and I are we both collect the pop vinyls, but mine are out of box, right?
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily zero in on the details like that you would, because I have a pile of boxes right over there, and my collection's in the other room. So it's not necessarily the end all be all for me that it would be for you, but it's a very very adept observation.
Yeah. So that's what I thought. Okay, let's move on to the Dragon Ball Z one, the Super Saiyan Trunks thing. Do you watch Dragon Ball Z?
No, never seen a single episode. I'm not an anime guy at all.
No, well, I am anime.
Yeah, I think I knew that about you.
I'm not Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, fair enough.
And I just think it's like milking a cow too much now. How many Dragon Ball Z exclusives are we going to get? I mean, there's more exclusives than there are normal pops. So I think it's just milking the cow too much now. I love the hair. The hair is so sculpted now that I think that's brilliant. But having said that, I ain't got a clue who the character is either. So, I don't know.
Well, it's funny because you saying them milking the cow, Funko definitely seems to have the tendency to do that, because there's definitely, like, Deadpool is the one that always jumps in my mind. Like, I love the character Deadpool. I'm a big comic book guy. But, my God, am I sick of seeing new Deadpools. I only have one. I'm not saying that I only want one. Like, there's a few more that I would get. Like, I get the gray and black one, the one from X-Force. I don't know if you are a Deadpool guy at all. But
I am,
there's ones I would get, but there's, like, so many of him and, like, Batman and other characters that I'm just like, dear Lord. Why would I care about them having, like, a duck or something like that? It's just silly to me.
Yeah, just you wait till we get further on in the waves, man. Slight spoiler there, but just you wait.
There you go.
Okay, then we've got Jane the Volturi Guard from Twilight. I guess you're not Twilight. I'm not Twilight. No. So I have no opinion on this apart from the fact that I think what they've done with the dress, the like embroidery detail, I must took Funko ages. But that is the only thing I can appreciate about this pop. I don't know how detailed it is to the character itself. It just, well, I'm not a Twilight fan.
No, God, no. It's funny to me, though, because it just, like I was saying about Shane, where it feels pretty late to the game. Like, are there really people that are dying for Twilight pops at this point?
Exactly. And I don't know, maybe she's some special character. I mean, she's got red eyes, so I guess she does something.
And I mean, I mean, I'm sure they have a pretty good idea of their customer base better than we would, right? So maybe there's something that I'm missing. Maybe there's a pretty you know, from everything I've always heard, there's a pretty diehard group of fans. It just doesn't seem
there is.
Doesn't seem like the time to be putting that out.
No, but hey, we'll roll with it.
Yeah.
We'll roll with it. Okay, so the next one is the New York Comic Con. I love New York. Freddy Funko, but is in a Dorbs form. Do you collect Dorbs?
No.
Oh no, I don't either. No. So I don't know what this comes into. I don't know if it's just especially for New York Comic Con exclusive. I know it's only limited to 2,000 pieces. I can't say I'll be rushing out to get it. I know you won't be.
No.
So yeah.
To be honest with you, I've never seen the appeal of Freddy Funko.
No.
There's a couple that I'd be kind of mildly interested in, but not because it's Freddy Funko, but because the body's awesome and of a character that I like, and there's no pop that exists of them. Like,
yeah, exactly.
But other than that, I don't care. I mean, I definitely know people who are really, really into Freddy Funko, but I'm just not one of them.
No, I'm not either, and we can't even get him in the UK. Like, you can't join the Funko Pop fan club, so he's not available in the UK. So to me, that's of no interest to me at all. Mm-hmm. So anyway, but it's fine. Right, next one's an interesting one: the Golden Girls reaction figures. I want these so much. I do not want these. I do not want these at all. I don't understand why anyone who's a collector would want posable Golden Girl figures.
No, I have no idea.
I can understand the pops, because if you've got like a film or a memorabilia collection, then you might want something of, like, say, the 70s or 80s and 90s, of that era, and you want something to display. And fine, pops are that. They're just display, items. But Golden Girl reaction figures? Seriously? Is there someone in their 60s, this 60-year-old balding man in his bedroom with wanting action figures of the Golden Girls? I mean, seriously? Is Funko trying to tap into that market?
Now, be honest. Now that you've described that hypothetical person, do you not want there to be that hypothetical person? Yeah. I'm imagining Cheetos on his chest, like the crumbs. That just sounds fantastic.
I can't say I'm a fan of reaction figures anyway. I think they're from the 80s and they're too small for me. They're just they're before my time, so I'm not interested. And especially Golden Girl ones.
To me, anytime I've seen them, they just look cheap.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I mean they put these ones in this nice case, but nah.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Yeah, no. Okay, next is another reaction figure, Dark Crystal. I don't even know what Dark Crystal is. Do you?
Yeah, it's a movie from the 80s. It's in the same ilk as Labyrinth and those kinds of movies. It was the Muppets they were Muppets put together by the Jim Henson Company. It was actually a pretty good movie. So like I just said, I'm not a reaction guy at all. But I will have to say, if I was going to get a reaction one, this might be one of them, because I think it looks pretty badass. Now, obviously, it's just a picture, so I don't know when I actually see it if it looks how great it'll look, but it looks pretty badass to me. So if there was a reaction, this might be one I would get. But again, I won't be getting them. So
no, I can say that I've seen the Dark Crystal pops in my Look of Forbidden Planet, but again, I love how detailed they are and how different the boxes are. But this, no.
Yeah,
no.
I mean, like I said, it's very much in the same ilk as Labyrinth, and I'm more of a Labyrinth fan. But honestly, this one I totally understand why they put it out. This movie has a lot of fans, and I feel like a lot of the fans are the people who are fans of the Funko stuff now, like people in my age range or maybe even slightly older. So I can totally see why they would make this. I actually think this one's pretty good.
Yeah. But anyway, so we shall move on from that one.
Alrighty.
So let's move on to Wave 2 now.
Alrighty. Oh dear Lord.
Oh, dear.
Oh man. Oh, Batman.
Okay, we'll start from the top. We'll start with Hawk Girl. Right. I personally, considering they just brought out Hawk Girl in the DC Legions of Collections box, this one I prefer way more.
I'm not a fan of the character, but I think it looks way cooler.
Yeah, the massive wings. I mean, the wings were big before, but these are massive wings. They're black wings. The armor's gold. It's stunning. It is stunning for Hawk Girl. You wouldn't look at that and think, that's cheap Hawk Girl. You'd look at that and think, yeah, you can have what you want, love. You can have those shoes. It's fine.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so she's on the good list. The good list.
Yep.
Okay, next is Olivia Moore from iZombie. Do you watch iZombie?
No.
Nope, I don't either. I've heard this massive following over iZombie. This seems different to the one they brought out a couple of months ago. SDDC exclusives. Apparently this has got pale face and red eyes. I don't know what it means. It looks kind of cool, but I don't really know what it means. So
yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat. I feel like it looks cool. All the ones with the red eyes, I always kind of go up a notch in my view a little bit because I just think it looks cool, but it means the pop means nothing to me because I have no inkling of an idea of what the character is. So, exactly. Other than it probably has something to do with zombies, I'm guessing.
Yeah. I'm guessing this is the zombie version. Though in terms of a zombie, I don't think it looks very zombified. Zombie have bits falling off the face and stuff. So,
well, I mean, you can see it. You can see the crack above her eyes there, and like coming down from one side. But I mean, yeah, that doesn't necessarily equate to zombie to me either.
No. Never mind. Right, next one. I'm gonna do these together. Both Batmans. Okay. Now, right, I agree with you on the rainbow one because it is the standard Batman painted in rainbow colours.
Yeah.
That is it. I don't know what they're trying to go for with it, what they're trying to represent with it, whether they're trying to, because they're bringing out the rainbow pocket pops, so I don't know if they're trying to tie this in with it.
I do know that there was an old storyline way back in like the 50s or 60s or 70s, somewhere in that area, where he had, for a very brief amount of time, a rainbow-colored suit, and I think he had like rainbow powers or something like that. A very like kind of one-up story. I don't know if they brought it back or something like that, and that's why people suddenly care about it, or if it's just so kitschy or what. But I just don't see the appeal, and I just feel bad for people who are Batman collectors because they are getting bilked out of so much money.
Yes, exactly. And again, it is just the same mold, redone again. Now, with the White Lantern Batman, though, that is actually a different mold.
And it looks cool.
Yeah, and it's fact that the way the cape is flowing, and even on like his chest piece, they've got the muscles you can see. So again, that's something different.
Sure.
So I own the White Lantern Batman. In fact, it's down here by my foot, actually. But this one, well, one, it doesn't glow in the dark, which is slightly disappointing.
Sure.
But two, as well, is, as much as I like it, I would, if it glowed in the dark, I'd definitely get it and kind of do it as a replacement for my Batman. But to me, to get that and it not be glow in the dark is a bit of almost like a downgrade, as much as the cape is cool and stuff.
Sure.
But, again, but then again, next year they'll probably bring this one out as a glow-in-the-dark exclusive.
Probably. I mean, I do agree with you. At least you gotta give them a little bit of credit because they did seem to put a little bit of effort into this one, at least.
Yeah. But, I mean, I've got them side by side on my screen, so I can actually see that this Batman has actually got like a taller head. Like his body's actually taller, so it is a bit more proportionalized to Batman. But hey, we're talking about like half a centimeter of room here. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, how many Batmans do you have?
Oh, good
or
God.
Like ballpark.
Oh, God, dog. I'm looking over there now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At least seven. 8 by my foot.
I think I have 4 characters that I have more than one of. And the Batman is definitely one I wouldn't mind getting a couple more of. Like, I have the most recent one, like the Batman v Superman one, and I do think it looks pretty rad. But I'd love to get I really, really would love to get the one that looks like Michael Keaton in the old school Batman movies. I would that'd be awesome. But that's about it. I just don't. I think he's an awesome character. I think he's probably my favorite DC character. But I just I don't know. I've never seen the appeal of having like tons of multiples of characters. No. Unless they're like your absolute favorites.
Yeah. No, well, he is my absolute favorite, so that's what
there
makes
you
so
go.
Difficult. But it's funny you should say that about Michael Keaton, because when we move on to Batgirl, so obviously this is kind of a rehashed version of the Black Friday Batgirl edition from last year. So it's the ginger hair, the black suit. So, which, funnily enough, I have now been able to order the Michael Keaton Batman and the Batgirl original for this. They finally come out here in the UK. They're on pre-order. They come out at the end of this month.
That's awesome.
So I have those two on their way. Having said that, when I was making these scenes and saw this one, I was like, oh, it does look nicer. The sculpt on her is much more feminine. The boots, where they're kind of like almost as if the paint is going up them in like a jagged effect. The batarang in her arm. The flowing hair. The flowing cape. It is a better sculpt. It is.
I'll say this, though. Personally, I don't. The Batarang, the pop that I have of Batman has a very similar look with the Batarang. I'm not sure if you know which one I'm talking about, but to me, I think that's like my least favorite part about it. I think it looks cheap. Like I don't ever remember for me, like I'd like to think of like their characters like when I'm looking at their pops, I kind of like to think of them as like in the movie, and if all of a sudden like if you saw a Batgirl movie and she was standing there with like. That'd be lame. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
For me personally, I don't like. I like the idea of her having it. Like, maybe I could even see her grasping it if it was like towards her. Like, if it was looking like she was like pulling it out to do something. But like, when do you ever see Batman or Batgirl or anybody go to get into a fight and have their hand like this?
Well, I think if you watch Batman and Robin, that movie was so cheesy you could probably find a scene of them doing that. But I don't think we're classing that as a Batman movie or an example to bring up here.
No, that's definitely not the property that you want to be kind of trying to emulate.
No. Having said that, though, her suit is actually based, because I don't think a lot of people know this, but the Alicia Silverstone, I probably said her name wrong, her suit in that actually went on to the Birds of Prey live action series. They just sprayed it black and yellow.
That's funny.
The woman from Desperate Housewives, whose name I've forgotten, she just got annoyingly red hair and does potato adverts.
I know who you're talking about, but I don't know her name.
She wore that exact same suit in the exact same size. They just had it resprayed from Warner Brothers. So I don't think a lot of people know that. So that's kind of why, because I really like Birds of Prey, and this pop reminds me of her. So it's kind of on my list of like, should I cancel my pre-order and get this one, or do I stick with the original?
Well, if you're saying that the one that you got you had to wait a long time for, are you willing to wait a long time to get this one that's slightly different?
Well, this is the rumor. I don't know how it is in Canada. I was going to say this at the end of the video, but we're going to do it now. I've heard a rumor that tonight, we're recording this on a Friday, by the way. This is probably going to come out on a Saturday. But tonight, Forbidden Planet are going to, who are the main Funko Pop people over here, are going to put these up for order on their website on midnight.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, so they're going to have some that you can pre-order. Don't know how true that is. It's been going around on Facebook, but...
Well, it kind of seems like that makes your decision a whole lot easier, because then you can kind of be eagle-eyed at your computer and be like, and then if you get the opportunity, order it and cancel the other one, I guess.
Yep. That's exactly what I'm thinking. But decisions.
Yeah.
Okay, we talked way too much about Batgirl. Okay, next is the Joker Suicide Squad. Thoughts on this one?
You know what? To be honest with you, I can't even really muster up much emotion on it at all. It's just the same one with like the burnt face, and it just, I don't know, it does nothing for me.
What gets me the most though is that this scene was cut from the movie.
Yeah.
How can you make a pop out of a cut scene and then make it into an NYCC exclusive? Seriously.
Well, I'm sure eventually you'll see it. So they're built there, and again, Batman people have such a dogmatic love for their characters that I'm sure they'll sell out of it real quick. But it definitely does seem like an odd choice.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Are we now making pops on just trailers of movies now? Hey, but this was in the trailer. Yeah, we'll make that. Okay. So I mean, don't get the side of the eye I quite like with all the caving in from the ash with the bomb going off. That I quite like. Other than that, it is the tuxedo version, just with a different slight mold. It is. It's the body's the exact same. It's just his arms are a little bit spread out.
And that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying earlier. I just personally I understand. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm a collector, right? So I have hundreds of Blu-rays. I have there are definitely things so when I say I personally don't get it, I'm not saying that people who want to get this and want to get all the other Jokers are dumbasses or by any stretch of the imagination. I get it. Like, if that's your thing, if it makes you happy, that's awesome, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But for me, I just can't get excited about any pop that's exactly the same as a different pop with one detail change.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. They do that with a lot of Sailor Moon stuff as well. They'll make it in a miniature version, and then make it in a big version, and then make it in a special edition version. And honestly, because the Sailor Moon community is so out there, they do it. They buy every single version of it, even though it's exactly the same as what they own, just slightly smaller or slightly bigger. They buy it.
Well, it's funny when you said that. As soon as you said they were doing it about Sailor Moon, the immediate thought in my head was that seems like a community that will totally buy into that.
Oh God, yeah. Anything they will, even if they don't like it, they buy it. I mean, seriously, they have rooms full of stuff. Honestly, it's insane.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy to me.
Oh God, right. So next one is Joker Killing Joke. What do you think about this one?
I like this one.
I love this one.
Yeah, I think this one's really cool. First off, more than anything else, I just think it's really cool that exists, right?
Yes.
It's such a I mean, it is the image of that story, obviously, but it's not like they've made I know they made the animated film of it that had mixed reviews, but it's not like this is a story that is on par with Suicide Squad, right? There's a lot of people who have would look at that and have no idea why he looks like that, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's really rad that they made that, actually.
And the fact it stretched out to people, so the people that do know the story think, oh my God, have to get this. But then there's people who walk past and go, what's the big deal about that one? And then you read the story and you're like, oh my God, have to have it. I mean, that's one of my favorite Batman stories,
Yeah,
not one of my favorite Batman films, but one of my favorite Batman stories.
It's like when you love that the 18th track on a CD that was never a single, and it starts playing, and you're like, haha, awesome. And everybody else is like, what?
Yeah, no.
That's what it makes me think of.
Yeah, exactly. And the detailing on it is better. You've even got the lines on his face as well.
Yeah.
They've got everything down. It's like an older Joker, whereas Jared Leto's is like a younger Joker.
Yep.
So this is showing that this is Joker when you're over 50. Okay, this is what you do.
Yeah. And I think the hat looks really cool. Honestly, I have one Joker. I would get this. I used to say that there was two other Jokers that I wanted to get. Right now, I have the Suicide Squad Joker. It was given to me by a fellow YouTuber. It was awesome that he did that. And that I always wanted the two other Jokers I wanted were the one that looks like the Jack Nicholson one and the Heath Ledger one. Mm-hmm. And now I'd say there's three more that I want to get.
Yeah. And plus, there's about that hat. That's going to be pressing up right against the plastic of the box because it's that big. Okay. Yeah. And not many pops do that. So that's a selling point in its own.
For sure.
Okay, next one. I'm going to do these two together. The Suicide Squad Dobbs. Yeah.
Okay. My reaction is essentially, who cares?
Yeah, it's what I don't get though is why Harley's doesn't have a number. Deadshot's does. It has 164, but Harley's does not have a number.
It seems to me like that's probably a mistake.
Probably, but you know what Funko are like.
Yeah, it's true.
They make these mistakes and then they go, hey, the first batch of 50 didn't have numbers on them. They're going to be real flippers on eBay. You know what they're like.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know if this is just going to be a mistake. I don't know.
Yeah.
In terms of Harley though, I quite like Harley's mallet, but that ends it there. There's nothing else I really like about these two. I'm not going to go out and buy them.
No.
So they're Dobbs, and as I say,
and again, all power to those who do, but just not for me.
Yeah, not for me either. No. Never mind. Right. Let's move on to Wave 3.
Oh dear Lord. Another one. My God.
This is probably my least favorite of the waves. I'm gonna say.
Actually, it's kind of funny because this is one of my favorites so far. Because
Really? Okay.
there's 3 that I could say that I really like, and 2 of them are dwarves.
Oh, go on then. So I'm guessing. So we'll start with the X-Men ones.
Yeah.
So, go on.
So which ones do you think I like?
I think, well, obviously the X-Men ones and probably the Kitty Pryde one as well. Yeah. I knew it would.
I'm shocked that you didn't think I was going to love that Deadpool.
I had a moment there, Matthew, but I went with Kitty Pryde.
That's hilarious. I really want to get that Kitty Pryde, and I love the fact that her dragons with her. Like I think that's awesome. So yeah, I think that pop. Like I mean, now don't get me wrong. That's because I like the character. Like I'm an X-Men devotee. I love the character. I love her in the books. I think she's awesome. As for the quality of the pop, I'm kind of halfway. Like I like the fact that she has the old school X-Men suit on.
Yeah.
I think it looks cool, but by the same point, she falls into the category of like some pops that like if you know like you might want to get them because you know who they are and you like them. But you could put a different name under her and get rid of the dragon and pretend like she's lots of other people because her face is so nondescript.
Exactly, and it's just brown wavy hair, and that's it. You know, you could change the body. You could make that a black woman, dye the hair red. White, and then it's Storm. It's Storm. Yeah. Okay, some people will probably be looking at that and think, "Isn't that Jean? Yeah, isn't that Jean with a dragon?" Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, like I agree. Like as for the pop itself, it's a little bit underwhelming. Like I said, I do really like the fact that she is wearing the old school out uniform. I think that's really cool, but it's kind of underwhelming. But for someone like myself who loves the character, I'm gonna be all over that. Like that's good. That's definitely one I want to get.
Yeah, definitely. Oh well, I'm glad you are happy. And then obviously there's the 2 Dorbs as well.
Yeah, so. I think they're both pretty cool looking. I mean, obviously, I wish they were pops. As somebody who collects pops instead of Dorbs, I would love to have a Juggernaut pop. I think a Juggernaut pop could look awesome, and like he would be a great fit for a 6-inch pop, right? Because he's such a big hulking character. I think he could look awesome. But even though it's a Dorbs, I would definitely consider getting that one.
Storm's coming out as a pop like this.
Is she?
Yes, cool. I didn't want to. I probably should just put a slight spoiler warning there for anyone that has not looked on the back of Kitty Pryde. Storm is coming out as a pop. Okay, like I'm not sure about Juggernaut, but Storm definitely is.
Yeah, so. I mean, for me, it's just been such an untapped reservoir of like collectors with the X-Men because there's so many X-Men characters, and I mean, you don't want to get too arcane, but when we have characters like Squirrel Girl coming out, and we don't have a character like Juggernaut, like that's kind of ridiculous, right? And
it is, yeah.
We all know why, right? And it does I do understand from a business point of view for Marvel, like why they would put such a premium on characters that they own the movie rights to. It makes perfect sense. Yeah. But at the same time, when your company is, the entire Marvel company is based on the love of their fans. Maybe you take out that business side of it from like just thinking about like that era of the business side, and also consider like making our fans happy is going to be a good business move in and of itself, right?
Exactly, and sometimes I think that does get confused as well. And the thing is with X-Men as well is that it has such a cult fan following that whatever they put on the shelves is going to sell, okay?
Yeah.
And I think the reason that they're starting to get a bit stagnant now, where you see Professor X pops sat on the shelves for a week, is because people know they're there. The fans that wanted that have got them now. Fine. They overworked that. Okay, people aren't going to want to buy a Professor X again. No. So
no, I agree. I agree with that 100%.
And the only other thing I'd say about the Storm as well is that I think it was a good opportunity to do it with Dorbs, is that her hair, the Mohican, maybe make that fluffy. Make that something completely different, because you might not want to try that with a pop, because it might not go down so well. But hey, Dorbs are kind of your test ones, Funko make a Dorb, and then they make it into a pop right a year later, because it sold well. So that would have been a good opportunity to see if people like the fluffy hair Storm. And I think it wouldn't have even cost that much because there's so little hair. You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're my thoughts on them. Okay, let's move on to Deadpool. Thoughts?
Yeah. Who cares?
Yeah.
Why does
pretty
this
much mine as
exist?
well.
Like, honestly, why does this exist? Like,
Yeah. I don't even know what relevance it has.
Well, I'm sure that there is a comic where he's running around, like wearing that, doing something with that. I'm sure that exists, but I don't care, and I don't know why anybody else would. And again, I know that there's Deadpool devotees that will 100% buy this, and like they seem to buy like whatever they put. Like they could put out Deadpool doing a headstand, and it's gonna sell. Like
definitely.
It's. From a business standpoint, I do understand why they do it, but for me, every time I see one, I just roll my eyes.
Yeah, it's overmilked now. It's just like Batman. It's just there's too many of just a slight variation.
Yeah,
you know, and I think Deadpool hasn't been around as long as Batman either. Although he's cool.
Yeah,
he hasn't 100%. Been around as long as Batman, so his fan following isn't as much. So, Chef Hat. I ain't gonna be running out to get it. No. If if anyone else is, by all means, go and get it. But me and Matthew won't.
Tell us in the comments below what it is about it that you like, what you enjoy. I'd be interested to find out. But I feel like most people who are gonna buy this, maybe there's 100 people in the world that have some great affection for an image where he looked like that. But I'm sure that the bulk of the people who will ever buy this are going to buy it because either A, it's Deadpool and they want all the Deadpools, or B, because it's Comic-Con exclusive.
Exactly. Never mind. Okay, final one is Thanos. Your thoughts on this one as a movie fan?
I love the character. I have the pop. I think he's like I've loved the character way before the Marvel Cinematic Universe started using him. Because like I could completely understand why somebody who just knows him from the movies may be kind of milky on him, like may not have any great affection for him. But the character in the comics has always been like awesomely such a cool idea of a character that's obsessed with death, and not just like the concept of death, but the personification of death, and like also like subconsciously always wants to lose, but is so super powerful. Like he's an awesome character, right?
Yeah.
Then I look at the Storbs and I don't care at all. Like it's just to me, it's just a run-of-the-mill Torbs that happens to be bigger.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the only thing I do like is like there's kind of like a stretch mark on his neck.
Yeah, it's a good detail because that's how he looks in the movies.
Yeah,
and some of the time in the comics.
But then again, it is
most of the time,
just
I guess.
a big Dorbs.
Okay. Yeah.
That's it. Is nothing too special. I know Thanos is obviously quite big, but that's it. Dorbs XL. Okay, fine. I don't think Dorbs XL sell that well anyway because they're always reduced in my local comic book shop. So, maybe making him an exclusive, people think, oh yeah, we'll buy him for the sticker.
Yeah.
But I won't be buying him.
Me neither.
I know my other half has got the Thanos normal Funko Pop one, but he's not a Dorbs fan either. So, never mind. Right, let's move on to Wave 4. It's just like a toy box, isn't it?
Yeah,
There's just colour everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, I can tell you right off the hop that there is nothing here for me.
No. I think we're going to go through this section pretty quick. So we'll just start straight away with the Hair Bear Bunch. It's the Hair Bear Bunch. That's it. They look exactly like the Hair Bear Bunch. They don't even look too far away from like the differentiation from the cartoon and the pop, especially Square Bear. It just looks like a Square Bear figure.
Yep.
So, I mean, the boxes, you can see the side of the boxes, there's some detailing there in the background from the original cartoon, which is quite cool. You don't see that as often as you should.
Yeah, I agree.
But,
same applies to the other one too, right?
Yeah. It's just...
Yeah,
I have no interest in them, I'm afraid.
And I'm sure that there's lots of people who do, because I know that there's like Hanna-Barbera has a lot of fans, but yeah, not for me.
No. Well, Funko CEO is apparently a massive Hanna-Barbera fan. That's why we keep getting Hanna-Barbera pops, but
And
not
you know,
the one I want.
all the power to him, man. Like if you were the CEO of Funko, would you not be like, okay, yeah, I want all the characters that people love, but screw it, I'm gonna put out the ones I like too, right?
Yeah,
so
of
hey,
course
good for him, But yeah, I'm not gonna be behind it. I can tell you that much.
I know. Okay, next batch: strawberry shortcake and huckleberry pie. These are scented.
Ah,
great.
Yeah.
I'm still not gonna buy them.
No, no. I will say this: of the ones that are scented, I've been very curious because I know a couple people who have them, but obviously they've only had them for a very short period of time because they've only been out for a short period of time. I'm very curious to see like how quickly or if the scent goes away, or at least diminishes.
I would imagine it'd be quite quick.
I would think so too.
Yeah. I mean, more open the box. Ooh, that smells.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
I'm sure it's gonna take a few months or whatever, but I just don't feel like it's gonna be. I don't feel like scented is a very great selling point if they haven't figured out a way to make it at least semi-permanent.
Yeah, exactly. After 2 or 3 years, you can kind of understand opening the box and thinking,
it
smell like a trifle, but
Yeah,
that
sure.
I can understand. Okay, now we're going to move on to Magma Gorilla.
It's Magilla Gorilla.
Okay, see, my English accent. See, I can't say things right.
Yeah.
Again, I'm just like, okay, great. Twin pack. Yeah.
I mean, they look reasonably well done. But
I think they're actually the most boring from this entire wave 4.
Yeah, no, I agree with you too. But they look not because they're poorly made though. They look like good representations. It's just the character designs aren't very interesting.
Yeah, I think as well it's the fact that there's so much color in this collection, and then you've got dark green. For sure. I think it's kind of slowing it down a bit. Never mind. Right, then we got the Yogi Bear Wave 4 3-pack.
I'll say this. I mean, if there was one that I think looks like the coolest of okay, so we've talked about a decent amount about how neither of us are Dorbs guys, right? But I will say that there are a few Dorb sets that I think look cool, and I say this one I think looks cool. It's not as colorful as a lot of the rest, a lot of browns and greens, but I think they all look reasonably cool looking, and I could see, if my daughter grows up and likes Yogi Bear, I could see getting this for her, right?
Exactly.
But again,
it's a Dobbs. At the end of the day, we can polish it as much as you want, but it's a Dobbs. It's a nice box that's set in the park. We've got the ranger in there. The detailings on it, they do actually look like the characters from the show, just with their eyes shut.
Yep.
But it's a Dobbs at the end of the day, and that's the bottom line. And I ain't a Dobbs fan. You ain't a Dobbs fan, so it's hard for us to get excited about this.
I mean, let's be honest. We're not the people to be assessing this wave, really.
No. But this is our opinion, so
yeah.
So like it or go away.
100%. But like being honest, like there's lots of people who probably would be all over this whole thing. It's just there's nothing here for me, and it sounds like there's nothing here for you. And like I have no idea who these characters, these 3 at the bottom, are. No idea whatsoever.
No, well, I'll pull up the Banana Splits ones too now. So, I know my mum used to watch Banana Splits, and she's nearly 57. Okay, so we're going this far back. Okay, so I have no relevance to this at all. I don't know if you do.
No.
I don't know who the characters are. I can't see the names on the boxes, so I don't know who they are. So I'm just going to move on.
The only thing I'll say for them is if those wheels moved, which I'm sure they probably don't, because I know none of the Funko ones do, but if those wheels moved and I saw them in a store, I might buy them for like my daughter to play with. Which, because I think they're very eye-grabbing. The characters look cute. So I can say that for them, but I don't know. Beyond that, they do nothing for me.
No. I think we're gonna move on from here.
Yeah.
Okay, final one. Penelope Pit Stop. I think similar opinion. The only thing I have to this is that my sister, when she was growing up, just loved Penelope Pit Stop, and she used to pretend that she was Penelope Pit Stop. So if she saw this, she'd be like, "What is this? This is the cutest thing ever, and I want it." And I'm like, "Love, it's an NYCC exclusive." And I think all of these as well in Wave 4 are limited to something like 200 or 300 pieces each. So they are incredibly limited. I'm sure I saw that. I can't say off the top of my head over each one what the pieces are, but they are limited to a certain pieces. So if you get one, my God, you were lucky to get one.
Yeah, and I think that goes back to what we were talking about earlier, where you were saying that the CEO is a big fan. Kind of speaks to the idea that he just is a big fan and wants to put these out, but the company realizes that they're not necessarily going to have a huge following for these. So yeah, I think it's cool. You know, like there are collectors of pretty much everything. So I think it's awesome that there are going to be some people out there who are going to be really, really excited about these. It's just like we've said multiple times now, it's neither of us.
No.
But cool.
Yeah. So let's have a look now at Wave 5 then. So,
alrighty.
First one you see.
I'm seeing the Taxi Freddy.
Yep. Again, it's...
Yeah. I mean, we could just say the same stuff we said last time, right? But the one thing I will say is I get this one a little bit less than I get the last one, because at least this one seemed a little bit more generated towards the New York Comic Con with like the shirt and everything, whereas this one is just got Freddy Funko in a taxi.
Yeah, and what it doesn't make sense as well is the last one was a Dorbs and this is a Pop, so it would have made sense to make this Pop rights to fit into it. So I think that's just a bit random, is that, to throw it out as a Funko right? No. I haven't really got much else to say on this. I don't know about you, but no. Okay. Next one is Barbossa from Pirates of the Caribbean with his monkey. I love this.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it out there, I like this. So, I'm not a massive Pirates of the Caribbean fan, but this Pop with a monkey, I mean, it's got a monkey, for God's sake, okay? And the monkey's like half the size of him. If you see him in his box, it's like almost pressing up against his chin. Yeah. It's, Funko have done well with this one. I like it.
I think it's well done, for sure. I mean, I'll be honest with you, the way I look at the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, I said that backwards for some reason. The way I look at them is they're the movies that have stopped Johnny Depp from making other more interesting movies, if you know what I mean. Like back in the day, and like even like last year when he put out what the hell is it called again? That one where he's like a mobster. I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on what it's called, but anyhow, people will know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So then that, I think he made that essentially because he didn't have a Pirates of the Caribbean movie in his schedule, so he had time to go off and do something interesting, right? Yeah. So they're not bad movies. I like when I saw the first one, I really liked it, and then ever since I've just kind of been like, oh, another one of those. They seem cookie cutter to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I do as well. But as I say, in terms of this Pop, I'm giving it a 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, it definitely looks awesome. They definitely did a good job on. They were to do a Pirates of the Caribbean Barbossa. They did a good job for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, next one. Not a big Nightmare Before Christmas fan, but this Funko have gone like all out. There has never been a fully sat down Pop before.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to think in my mind if there's ever been one. I couldn't think of one either. I think it looks really, really cool.
Yeah, I mean, they've had Harry Potter on the sorting hat chair before, but that's on a chair. This is actually a Pop down on the ground, sat down. So this is something Funko just completely thought out of the box of and thought, how are we going to do this? And they did it with this one as well. And it comes with a cat. Okay? Yeah. So they put some money in this one.
Yeah.
Okay? This wasn't a cheap Pop.
It's funny
this ain't a repainted Batman, okay?
No, definitely not one. It's funny too because we were talking earlier, and you, like throughout this entire process, you've been the one bringing up how they look in their box. Because as I said before, I just don't really necessarily care all that much about that. But this is the first time where the way they look in the box is really like jumping out at me because I really like how when you look at this box, it is like the window is 90% face.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it looks really cool. I think they did a great job on this one.
Yeah, and as I said, there is no other pop like this out, no other mold, no other anything. If people are wanting to use this for customs, for something that needs to be sat down, I can't think of a character sat down. I don't know who sits down a lot. Mine's gone blank. You know what? I'm not that knowledgeable about sit-down characters, okay?
How could you not think of Sitting Man? Batman's cousin. I mean, come on, man. Jeez.
I love it. And that could be Catwoman. The cat could be Catwoman.
There you go.
Customs all over it. I can see it. Just after this, I put this out in the morning. People are going like, my God, we need this one for these customs. Oh dear. Right. So the next one is Behemoth from a film I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea what I'm looking at.
No, I think this might also be Nightmare Before Christmas, but I'm going off that purely off Sally because it's got the same stitching as Sally as well.
Yeah.
I'm going purely off that, but that's it. I don't know who this is from. I think this is Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, now that you mention that, I do kind of vaguely remember that. I'm not the biggest Nightmare Before Christmas fan either. I like the movie. I've seen it maybe 2 or 3 times in my life, and it's been years. But I do have a vague recollection of that character being in there. And I think it looks really cool. I like the way that the eyes look like they're glowing.
Yeah. Maybe they say glow in the dark in the box, but that could be another exclusive they bring out later on, is one with an actual glow in the dark eyes, because there's no pop that just has glow in the dark eyes. There's a lot of pops that are glow in the dark, but none just glow in the dark eyes. So that'd be something cool.
That would be cool, but I think if I was more of a Nightmare Before Christmas fan, I'd probably like this one more because I mean having the glow in the dark is cool. I have a couple glow in the dark. I have Electro and I have an Ant-Man that are glow in the dark, and they're cool to have. But how often do you actually look at them glowing in the dark versus in the light, right? And I just think the way he looks is really cool. And so if to me, if you're a Nightmare Before Christmas fan, this one seems like a must-have.
Yeah.
But I'm not, so it's not. But
no, I'm not either. And unfortunately, I've only watched Nightmare Before Christmas once, and I was drunk while watching it, and it was 10 years ago. So I can't remember half the characters. So I'm sorry, Nightmare Before Christmas fans. I'm sorry. I'm sure you will all slate me in the comments and say, hey, you should really go watch this film now. Well, unfortunately, YouTubers don't get much time to watch films anymore. Yeah. Unless you're Matthew Movies. In that case, you make your channel about it. So. Yeah.
That's the beauty of working at home, my friend. I have a movie on while I'm doing my thing, right? So I get to watch quite a few movies still, which is great.
Oh, brilliant. Right, we're coming to a close. We got Biston now from Star Wars, which is Rogue One. Yeah. This is the first Rogue One exclusive I've seen from the entire NYCC line.
Yep.
Is a Rogue One exclusive. So, obviously, neither of us have seen the film because it's not out yet. We don't know who this character is.
Nope.
We're just purely going on looks. That looks like a monkey with red eyes and a gun.
And a collar.
Yeah, and a collar, so maybe that has something to do with it, but I've not seen this in the trailer.
He has an evil look on his face.
Oh, he does, yeah. But then again, probably people thought that about Chewbacca at first.
Well, true. Depending on the sculpt, I have a flocked one of Chewbacca where he looks pretty evil.
Yeah. Well, fun fact as well, this will probably fascinate you, is that my dad nearly bought the man that played Chewbacca's house.
Really?
Yes. He viewed it and everything. He viewed it. He lives about, well, you can't see me pointing, but he lives about 25 miles that way.
Wow.
He lives 5 miles from my house. So
what stopped him? Just didn't like the house?
I don't actually know what it was, but I think my stepmom was very keen on like new build homes. Like she liked homes that were just made, and this one was like 30 years old. And my dad's just there like, but it's Chewbacca. This is his house. Okay, come on. It doesn't matter if it doesn't have an ensuite. It has Wookiee hairs in the carpet. Come on, buy the thing.
Well, I feel like the guy could probably sell it for a whole bunch more money if he just got like a plaque made that you could put in the corner. Like it was like, this is a verified that it was this guy's house. Instead of being like that kook who's trying to, I swear, guys, this was his house. But if you actually had something you could point to, be like, "Ha, it is his house," and now you're into the money.
So yeah, that's my fun fact.
There
We've completely gone off topic with about Biston here. Yeah, Biston. Yeah, we'll make a judgment on that when we've seen the film. We'll tweet it out, okay? But at the moment, we can't make too much of a judgment on that.
No,
so.
I mean, I think he looks cool.
But that's about as much as we can say.
Yeah,
is that it looks cool. We can't say if it reflects a character. We can't say if it's in a certain pose, or we don't know. So sorry. So next one is Qui-Gon Jinn.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yes. I'm in love. I gotta say it.
Yeah, I think it's a very cool looking pop. For sure.
My only qualm is if you look at his robe on the pop, they're kind of greenish, and if you look at the robe on this box, they're kind of beigeish. And to me, he always had beige robes.
Yeah.
So I don't know if someone at Funko looked at the lightsaber and thought, I might paint this a little green. I don't know. That's my only qualm on it.
What do you think of the character?
The character itself, I actually really liked. So.
Yeah. See, I'm lukewarm on him.
No,
I mean, obviously he's in one of the crappier Star Wars movies for sure. And you know, maybe it's just because I can never forgive that moment with the where he's trying to explain that the Force is the little creatures inside, like completely ruining the entire mythology of the series. Yeah. Maybe it's because I could never forgive that moment, but I don't know. He just seemed like I love the actor. He's been awesome in so many movies, clearly. But there's a lot of people who have a lot of affection for the character that I've never necessarily completely understood, because he's kind of useless in the movie, right? In my opinion.
Yeah, he is.
Like, you never see him do anything cool. The opening, there's still, I mean, you know, if I wanted to get off on that movie, I could talk for a long time, so I'll cut myself off. But I don't know. He's just kind of, to me, he's a lukewarm character. But the pop, I think, looks awesome. Definitely one that was cool. That would be cool to have in your collection.
Yeah,
but I
gotta say, this will be on my want list for definite. I even like how the lightsaber even has a little red button on it.
Yeah,
none of the other lightsabers have that.
Yeah,
none of them do.
I was looking at that right away too.
Yes. I'll be getting this one if I can get my hands on it. There's only so many NYCCs I can buy. I only have so much money. So
sure.
All right, we're on the final one. I can see people screaming over this. I can just see people going, "Oh my god, I have to have this one! Oh my god, it's amazing!"
Yeah.
I agree. I'm not Indiana Jones's biggest fan.
Fair enough.
But I can see from this pop, I mean, it's look at it. It's got flecks of dirt all over the car. It's got, you know, Indy's 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, that to me is probably like the best detail right there, is that 5 o'clock shadow. It looks so good.
I can just see that one will be gone like that.
Yeah.
Straight away. Like the SDDC Indy, that just went in seconds.
Yeah.
This will go in seconds as well. Shame again that the wheels won't move, but you know, hey, you know, it's
it is what it is.
That sells out quick.
Yeah, it is what it is, right? With the wheels, I mean, you just have to kind of accept it at this point. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that looks to me, that looks awesome. Just awesome. It might be, and no, it probably is my favorite that I've seen in this entire whole thing. So, if that tells you how I feel about it right there, right?
Yeah.
So that's definitely one that I would kill to get, but I'm sure we'll never get.
Yeah, it'll be hard. Yeah. But hey, you never know. Okay. Right. We're out of waves, everyone. That's it. We've gone through all 5 waves. Okay. Were there any you were expecting, Matthew, or?
You know, I feel like expecting is kind of silly at this point, because they, you know, when they're putting out like the Hanna-Barbera lines and all that kind of stuff, like let me put you this. Anytime I've actually had an idea in my head, oh, maybe they'll do this, it's never been that. No. So I try not to think about that. Like the best example I could think of is there was the recent Smuggler's Bounty, where, you know, I thought for a moment they might actually make a pop of the Death Star, and how awesome would that be? And of course it was not that. So ever since then I've been kind of you gotta try to take these things as they come. You know what I mean? Because otherwise you're just opening yourself up for disappointment.
Yeah. Well, I know I'm disappointed because there was a rumor there was going to be a metallic Green Ranger come out in the NYCC range. We've been through all 5 ranges. We've been here for an hour, and there's no Green Ranger.
Now, I have a question for you real quick.
Yeah.
How do you feel about exclusives?
I do like them to an extent. It's where we have, like, BB-8 with a thumbs up, and we're calling that an exclusive. I'm like, no, that isn't an exclusive. That is a rehash of a mold, and to me, that's not an exclusive. To me, an exclusive is something like, the Joker we looked at with the, in the camera and everything. That, to me, is an exclusive. So I do like them in that sense, because as a collector, I like to have, rarish things. I mean, I've done it with Sailor Moon collectors where I've gone, oh my god, he's got a gold sticker on! And for God's sake, it's a tiny bit of foil. But from a collector's point of view, I do like exclusives to that extent. I mean, I don't know, how do you feel about them?
For me, I have a very mixed feeling on them. I agree with you 100%. Like I said before, I'm a collector. It's really cool to be able to have something that's rare. I have some exclusives, and it makes me look at them and be like, I have that, right? But the other flip side of it to me is one thing I really don't like about the Pop Finals as somebody who got into them maybe about a year ago at this point, because I really don't like how many characters exist that people would really, really want, and unless they're going to put out an obscene amount of money, we'll never be able to get. And I really don't like it when they put out like exclusives of characters that they don't have any kind of common of, so that if there's somebody who is a big fan of that character but doesn't have the means to go out and find an exclusive or the time in the day to kind of be one of the people that are refreshing that website every 10 seconds. I hate the fact that there are people like that will never be able to get the things that they would enjoy, or at least a version of the things that they enjoy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do, because like my Blue Ranger Metallic version, no plans of it coming to the UK at all. So what I had to do to avoid customs is get my cousin to order it to her house in Australia, okay, because they wouldn't ship it from America, not a chance, too expensive. So my cousin had to ship it to her house, okay, then basically stick a label on the front of the box, didn't even open it, just stuck a label on the front of the box to me, and then mark it as gift, so that it would be under the £36 that is allowed for a gift in the UK. And then I had to PayPal her an extra, I think it was $6, and then she shipped it to me. I mean, it's ridiculous. You know, with things like that, and then it turns up and it doesn't even have an exclusive sticker on because Pop Culture don't put them on. So there's people, obviously, in other countries that don't have that, privilege, which is unfair.
I mean, anybody who's not in the States is kind of at a bit of a disadvantage, right? I mean, let's be honest, right? Like, you're from the UK, I'm from Canada, and I can tell you, like, I have personally never in my entire life been at a store and seen an exclusive sticker. Never once. It's all commons, right? And I'm sure that's not everybody in Canada's experience. I'm sure there are the people who talk to the people at the store and know when the pops are going to be there and are there every day on the day they come out and they get their first pick.
Because I never do that, do I? I never turn up at the store and actually open the boxes in the store with the staff. I never do that and look through the sheet, the delivery sheet. No, I never do that.
But like, you gotta think about the flip side, though, really. Like, someone like myself, right? Like, if I want to do that, that's not. Well, I can't really. Like, I have a daughter that I'm stuck here. I'm working. I got, like, you know what I mean. So it sucks that there's not something for someone like myself, or even more so, not someone like myself, but somebody, other people with even less, right? Like your example about the Blue Ranger, I mean, that sucks that you had to go through all those hoops, but at least that's because you wanted the metallic, right? Like, that was the collector in you, right? Like, and I mean, the metallic looks cooler, right? But at least you could have gotten just a regular blue Power Ranger if you weren't like the big fan of Power Rangers wanting to get that one. I just think it kind of blows when they put out like exclusives of characters, like Squirrel Girl, for instance. Unless you are a subscriber to that box, you'll never get it. And I understand the opposite mentality where it's like, I am a subscriber to this box and I got something cool, neater, right? But Yeah, I just think it's kind of. I just wish they put more effort into trying to make characters at the very like a character more widely available. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly, and it is annoying, and we are at a disadvantage because we can't go, like when everyone was going SCDC hunting, we couldn't do that,
No. Yeah, exactly.
One, we couldn't have done it on the same day. Two, even if we, did have opportunity to go to stores, you have your daughter, I have work, okay? Yeah. Thankfully, I'm very lucky and touch wood about this, is that my local comic book shop is less than 4 minutes walk from my work.
Nice.
So
nice.
I can quickly nip out on delivery day and my morning break and go, right, what's there? Okay, there's nothing I want. Nip back to work and I'm done in 10 minutes. So
there you go.
I am lucky in that sense, but there are people out there who are not so lucky, and that's a shame for them. And I wish Funko would kind of put more measures in place for that. Like, you must have heard of the band Radiohead before.
Oh, I'm a huge Radio fan.
Okay, Radiohead. Mr. J, if you're watching this, do not go over to Matthew's channel and spam him with Radiohead comments. Okay, my other half is a massive Radiohead fan. I mean, he literally will be screaming at watching this. Okay?
Yeah, I've said for years they're like top 5 bands for sure.
And what they did with their most recent album is they released it on vinyl, but only to local stores.
Yeah.
So nowhere like the big chains could get it. Only local stores should. And I think that's something Funko should do. Is that actually, you know what? We ain't gonna let this be, a GameStop exclusive. Actually, it's gonna be a Funko exclusive. But we're only gonna put it out to little retailers, so people have got more of a chance. Oh, we're gonna put it out. You know what? Something international for a change. This is gonna be a UK exclusive. This is gonna be a Canada exclusive. Okay.
I will say, I actually saw in a video that there's actually a Canadian exclusive coming out.
Yeah, I saw a UK version, but it's going to be another 5-pack. Right, we got the 5-pack Civil War, and now we got 5-pack Rogue One.
Who cares about that? Right?
I'm just like, why do we always get the 5-packs? How much money do you think we've got over here? We're leaving Europe, for God's sake,
The Canadian exclusive is hockey players, and it just made me chuckle because it's like you couldn't think of anything more stereotypically Canadian.
No. It's just like, what are you playing?
Yeah. That's funny.
Oh yeah, right. Well, I think we'll wrap this up because we're way over an hour.
yeah. It's been fun, my friend.
It has been fun. So yeah, please go subscribe to our channels. Okay, the links will be down in the description below, and they're here too. So please go subscribe to us, and we'll see you in our next videos. See you next time.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.